I'm Russ Casey, editor of Reptiles magazine, reptilechannel.com. We're here in Fountain Valley, California with Jay Brewer of Prehistoric Pets, the Reptile Zoo, and today we're going to talk about bearded dragons.
Well, as everybody probably knows, if you've been around the pets at all, bearded dragons are probably one of the #1 pet lizard there is, period, hands down. They make fabulous pets. They come from Australia. There's a few different species. The most common one is the Vidicep. That's what we have, and they're absolutely great pets. They don't need to be held every day in order to keep the tameness. These guys here probably haven't been hardly held at all.
They're sort of inherently tame, aren't they?
By nature.
Very tolerant of handling and captive bred in captivity.
Correct.
To a huge degree.
Now, actually, pretty much exclusively. It's actually legal to bring them out of Australia. Of course, I wonder how we have so many kinds here for starters, but end of the day, nobody would dare bring one out of the wild, and there's no need for it because they breed very well.
Let's see how you keep them.
Okay.
Here's an enclosure right here.
So now this is a 20-gallon tank, which is a good enclosure. Should work till adulthood. You can use up to a 40-gallon if you'd like. Now there's a few things you want to make sure a bearded dragon has. It's a nice hot end. They actually will bask up to 110, 120 degrees, but you don't want to keep the end that hot. What you want to do is providing them a light that throws the heat down directionally, and a heat rock. I prefer heat rock because I feel that it's more natural. I like to climb up on them. A lot of people are worried about heat rocks because of the 25 years ago when they were no good, probably more like 30 years now. But like this one here actually has a thermostat that'll turn on and turn off the light and turn off the heat in this case. And so they can't overheat. They do great on them. The other thing you want to do is if you have water in there, you want to put it on this end. And I say if. I personally don't keep water in my bearded dragons. I prefer to soak them and let the water run over them. They love to drink moving water, but they will drink out of a bowl after time, but you still want to once in a while soak them. Calcium, very important. These guys can get a metabolic bone disease, and that's when their bones don't have enough calcium in them, and they'll actually turn into like rubber and swell up, and it's really bad. So there's a few things you have to do to prevent that. #1 thing you need to do is you've got to give them calcium and vitamins with D3 in it. Now, just a little bit of D3, it's not all about that because you can't just get it from the D3. You just want a nice even balance. The crickets, you need to powder them. You just put them in a bag and actually shake them like popcorn.
Shake and bake.
That's it. And what you want to do on that is I think maybe one meal a day with the calcium on is great. Also, they eat vegetables. Red leaf lettuce, green leaf lettuce, kale, spinach, things like that. And on the lettuces, you want to feed the tops. The nice red, green tips is great for them.
These guys are super easy to feed. They're omnivorous and eat
Correct.
Almost everything. So, all right. What about lighting?
Now, that's an important thing. That goes with the D3 part. Of course, most animals get all the D3 from the sun. This is what you want to do. Now, you can use any size bulb, but most importantly is you got to remember to put it on top of your cage. Now, in this cage has glass and screen, so this is actually going to be filtered on this side. So if you had an all glass top, that would not be good. Now this side has a glass side. You can actually have all screen also, and it's real important that you have a dome light, and that'll give them a directional heat. This particular bulb is actually a basking bulb, which throws the heat down in one spot, so that gives them that really hot spot. It can actually be underneath that bulb, get 120 degrees, and your lizard could be laying there panting, and it's absolutely fine. That's why you want to make sure you have a nice cool in this. You actually want that to be room temperature, and you can turn this light off at night, no problem, because you remember they come from a hot, arid desert environment, and so cool nights are no problem with them, and they do very well in captivity, and they make fantastic pets.
Yep, great lizard pets. Now you know how to keep them. Thank you.
Guys.